Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. When you're wrong, you have to admit it. It's a rule of honor. An honorable man admits when they're wrong. You can't lie about it, you can't backpedal, you can't make up an excuse that makes it seem like, well, I wasn't that much at fault. You just have to admit it. You have to just own up to whatever happened and take whatever lumps you get. Most likely, people will respect you when you can admit that you're wrong. It's when you lie about it. It's really annoying when you're sitting there listening to someone lie to you. You know they're full of shit. Just admit it. Just admit you fucked up. I'll tell you a funny story about it. About when somebody admitted that they were wrong. So I'm sitting in my Nova. I had years and years ago, decades ago, I had a Nova, Chevy Nova. We're sitting in the parking lot. There's three of us. Me in the driver's seat, my homeboy Jason, ride or die. We've been together as best friends forever. Grew up in the same block together, 4 houses down. I still don't know him to this day. Just hung out with him yesterday. And then our good buddy Herman was in the back. Now, Herman's no longer our good buddy. He's still alive. I don't know how. He's lucky, I guess. I'll tell you another story about Herman on another day. And we were looking for some money so we could go buy some Coke. Typical night. It's probably a Friday night. At that time, Herman had a part-time job at a restaurant. It was like a European restaurant, German restaurant or some shit. He was over in a really nice area in the bottom of an expensive hotel. And we are sitting in the parking lot as Herman went to run inside to go and get an advance on his check or something. He was going to borrow some money from his boss or whatever, because we wanted to get some cash going. Needed a little cash flow. Me and Jason are sitting in the car. Car's going, we got the AC blasting, music going, listening to the Doors. I've always been a big Doors fan. And it's like, Jim Morrison is from the hippie era. He had this aggressive kind of tone to the way he sang, which I liked. Smoking a joint, got weed, hot box in the car, creeping out the fucking windows. I'm keeping an eye on the rear view, just to see if when Herman comes running across the parking lot, 2-door car, gonna have to let him, do the routine, the drill with those old cars. You have to jump in the back. Well, all of a sudden, this little Mexican guy, there was two of them, 2 older Mexican dudes, but one of them was standing a little bit back, away from my car, and one of them came walking right up to the car. I could see him in the rearview mirror. I could see his face just right in the mirror. Me and his eyes met, except for he wasn't looking at me. I was looking at him. I'm like, what's this guy doing on the back of my car? He's standing just right there. He puts one hand on the hood. He unzips his pants and starts pissing all over the back of my car. And he's moving around like this, like he's trying to write his name or something on the back of my fucking car, all over my car. I couldn't believe it. I say to Jason, this fucking dude pissing on my car. He turns around. Sure enough, we pop the doors open, jump out. We're great big guys compared to these 2 Mexican dudes. They're tiny. We're twice the size of them. Both of them, their eyes go wide. This guy stops peeing, he zips up. They're just like, whoa, shit. We run up on both these guys hard. Just like, what the fuck is going on? I'll kill you. And I threatened to kill the guy who was pissing on my car. And he kind of had this nerd look to him. He was wearing a button-up shirt, but it was like a short sleeve one, just a white one, and a tie, a little fat little tie. But this was a long time ago, so you could dress like that. Now that's like a Dilbert nerd look. Back in the old days, I guess that's how everybody dressed. Not me. This guy was sorry. His friend didn't say much because he didn't have nothing to do with it. But the guy that the pisser put his hands up like this, and he was like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." He was very apologetic. He says, "I should have picked another car. I didn't realize that you guys were sitting in there. I shouldn't even be pissing on cars." You know, he's like, he just went through this whole thing and was very apologetic. And I'm furious and ready to stomp him, but he's so sorry. He was so admitted. He admitted it. And what are you going to do? You can't beat up a guy who's sorry. He whips out his wallet. He gives both of us $100 each. Crisp bills. Like he had just printed them or something. These fucking things are still warm. They walk off. They say sorry. He says sorry 100 more times as he's walking off. We're sitting there with $100 each. We're just like, well, thanks. Herman comes running across the parking lot. We all get in the car. He's like, "I saw you talking to Pedro," or whatever his name was. Let's call him Pedro. I don't remember what his name was. And we say, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, you know he's one of the biggest drug dealers in the city, right? That guy's a kingpin. He's no small-time fish. This guy is supplying half the city. He's cartel. This guy is not some little small-time little gang member. This guy's big time. Him and his friend, they're killers." And I just laughed, and I was just like, well, I mean, I just threatened to kill him. The killer just got threatened by two crazy white boys. He's pissing on my car. But he was a nice guy about it, and nothing, no violence. There was no drama afterwards. It just was just a mistake, and he admitted to it. So it's just one of those things where whenever we fuck up, it's the right thing to do. You don't think that guy could have shot us both? But he was wrong, and he knew it. And that's what a real man does, is exactly what he did. I don't know about the $100 thing, that was lucky, but it was a good thing that he apologized, because we would have stomped him down to the ground, and then there'd be guys with machine guns waiting out in front of my fucking parents' house, or everybody I know. Those cartel guys don't play games. They'll kill everybody you know. Thanks for watching.